Hey guys, welcome back. I just want to do a quick video today, just kind of talk about the MS261 for a minute. Had it for over a year now. Wanted to let you guys know kind of what I thought of it. Basically, if I did it over, would I buy it again? Short answer, yes. I have really enjoyed it. It's a really nice saw. I love using it, and I've used the heck out of it. So you can get it in three different options as far as bar length. You can get a 16, an 18, or a 20-inch bar. I absolutely recommend going with the 20-inch bar. It's more useful, a little bit longer reach. It's a little better so you don't have to bend over as much. And actually, for that same reason, I do intend to get actually a 25-inch bar to put on it. Stihl makes a lightweight 25-inch bar. It's basically the same steel, same material for the bar itself, but it's kind of hollowed out in the middle to lighten it up, keep it better balanced. And that gives you a little bit extra reach. I find that as I get a little older, my back gets a little fatigued a little bit easier, and it's nice to not have to bend over so much to do the cutting. The model I have here is actually the 261 CM. It's a newer revision. There is a different body style of 261 that's a little bit blockier looking, I guess, and the clutch cover on the side actually looks a little bit different on the older model. This one, you can kind of see, is a little more streamlined. It's been thinned out. They've cut a little bit of weight off of it for the revision to give you a better power to weight ratio. I believe everything about the motor is identical as far as base horsepower and that kind of stuff, displacement size. The one thing with the CM version is that it does come with the M-tronic carburetor, which is an electronically controlled trim, I guess, fuel trim. So normally you would have a high fuel jet adjustment screw and a low fuel jet adjustment screw that you would kind of fine tune to depending on what temperature it is outside where you're cutting. If it's cold out, going into winter cutting, you're going to have to tune your saw to run better with that denser air. Summer cutting, again, you have to tune it again. So there's at least twice a year where you're tuning your saw to actually run in the conditions you're working in. So this saves you that trouble, because no matter what the conditions, it's got its sensors, it's detecting what the temperature is, what the air density is, what the oxygen content of the air is, and it's making those adjustments for you. I think I haven't delved too deeply into it, but I believe it's basically the same kind of setup with the high and low jets. It's just on linear actuators or electronic servos, whatever, in there, making the adjustments for you. So that is nice. Some guys will say, well, you don't want to go with that because that's something else to go wrong. It is computer controlled. It's an electronic thing. It might fail. It's probably going to fail before an actual mechanical failure of the engine and whatnot. But it is really nice to have because, like I've got a little MS180 that I use for limbing small stuff. Like I said, I'm getting a little older. My back gets fatigued a little easier. So I like the lightweight saw for that. But that saw, once you start it up, you've got to choke it to get it started, let it sit there and rev up, let it idle, and I have to sit it on the ground and let it idle for a good 2 to 3 minutes before it's actually ready to cut. This, absolutely not. As soon as you fire this thing up, it is roaring ready to go, no matter what condition you're in. I believe the manual suggests letting it sit for a short time period to acclimate to your surroundings before you start cutting, but it is ready to go from the time you pull it. What else? If you've seen my other videos, you know that they make a double dog kit for the log spikes for this. They make some other accessories. At one point we had the cover plate installed over the recoil there for the deeper snow cutting, but I don't know. I mean, it's an amazing saw. I would absolutely buy it again given the opportunity. It's nice that with the professional series saws, there's less plastic and more, I think it's predominantly magnesium. So most of the casing and the clutch cover, stuff like that, is magnesium alloy. It's lighter weight than steel, still very durable. And there's a lot less plastic material on the Professional Series saws. The other nice thing about the Pro Series saws, this comes with 2 tools when you buy it. It comes with your socket wrench, screwdriver, scrinch, whatever you want to call it. That tool plus, I think it's a T25. I could be wrong. You can correct me there. Torx driver with a nice long handle, so you get some torque on it. With those 2 tools, you can tear the entire saw down, replace piston rings, replace cylinder, replace piston head. I mean, you can do any kind of work to it in the field with just those 2 tools. I mean, it's made for guys that are cutting wood for a living, cutting trees down, that if the saw breaks, they need their saw to earn their money. They're going to fix it right there on the spot. That is another nice thing about at least the Pro Series saws. They're made to last. I don't doubt that this saw will last my lifetime. It's something that, I guess, so long as the electronic carburetor controls hold out, this is something I should be able to pass down to one of the boys to use, if they have need for it. So yeah, I really enjoy the saw. I just want to let everybody know I highly recommend it. It's a moderate price range as far as the Professional Series saws, and it just does an amazing job. Is it heavy? Yes, it has some weight to it. The longer bar does help reduce the fatigue. I have back troubles, and obviously hunched over cutting firewood all day, it really wears on it. This saw it's not light. I mean, it is lighter than the previous version of it. It is light enough that I'm comfortable using it to go out and cut a few loads of firewood to bring home. It's not going to kill me, but it is still, a bigger saw. If I'm just doing light trim work or limbing a tree that I've dropped, I'll probably go for the little 180 to do the small stuff, just because it's significantly lighter. It's just a little, mostly plastic homeowner saw. But again, another great saw. I've had it for probably 6 years now. Never had any trouble out of it, other than the oil line. Every couple of years the oil line springs a leak. Something about the design, it just doesn't stay tight. But I can't really think of any serious cons for this saw, aside from if you really need to do some really large cutting where you're going to want a bigger saw. I think the size it's the ideal size for just average felling and bucking. So yeah, it's great. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, do a quick little video update on it. Since I've had it for a while now, I've really gone out and used it and gotten used to it and gotten to know it. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That does help the channel. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you want to see more videos like this, or we do other projects, repair work. And I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks.